Let's turn to Pakistan. Two scams have been unearthed in Pakistan. They involve the Pakistan government and the Pakistan Army. The government has been accused of squandering IMF allocated loans, and the army has been accused of constructing cinema halls on defense land. Now, these are two very different but very interesting stories, and they tell you the state of the Pakistani establishment. We'll start with the government. The Pakistan government, it recently released an audit report, a report on the expenditures it has incurred during the pandemic. Now, this report was meant for the IMF, International Monetary Fund. It had asked Pakistan to give a detailed account of where it spent the money that it had been given. And this was 6 months back. Pakistan held on to the report for 6 long months, but they had to submit it at some point. That was this weekend. They finally gave in. But the report that they've submitted shows misprocurements, payments to ineligible beneficiaries, and cash withdrawals through fake biometrics. And wait till you hear how much money we're talking about, how much all these irregularities are worth. 40 billion Pakistani rupees, 40 billion. That's more than $226 million. According to auditors, these irregularities are too evident and too big to ignore, and they're spread across the Pakistani establishment, from the government to the military, from state-owned enterprises to relief bodies. Everyone squandered the money. The maximum irregularities were found in a government-sponsored cash transfer scheme. They were worth 25 billion rupees, which is almost $141 million. Next, Pakistan's National Disaster Management Authority has irregular spending to the tune of 4.8 billion rupees. That's $27 million approximately. And Pakistan's Defense Ministry had irregular spending to the tune of 3.2 billion rupees. Again, that's almost $18 million. These numbers are based on the accounts of Pakistan's government agencies and the various federal departments involved in relief activities. The auditors say there is no record of where these departments spent the money. Where did the money go? The Pakistan government has been asked to clarify. If it fails to give a proper explanation, the IMF might put the next loan tranche on hold. Prime Minister Imran Khan is in a fix. He's not the only one, though. The Pakistani army is also in a tight spot. The charge it's facing is quite different, though. The Supreme Court of Pakistan has accused the army, for a change, of using defense land for commercial purposes, for wedding halls and cinema theatres, to be precise. The Pakistani army is building theatres and banquets on defense land. Land that was allotted to the army for the purpose of national security. The army is using it to mint money. Now, Pakistan's judiciary has slammed it for doing so. It has conducted a hearing. It conducted a hearing this afternoon, in fact, where the Chief Justice of Pakistan came down heavily on the country's defense secretary. He said, and I'm quoting, "This land was given to you for strategic and defense purposes, yet you have started commercial activities on it, were wedding halls, cinemas and housing societies built for defense purposes. The colonels and majors are acting like kings. Go and tell them this cannot continue." It certainly can't. But when has the Pakistan army ever executed judicial orders? When has it ever followed court orders? All we can do is hope for the safety of the judges who conducted this hearing. We'll keep tracking this story. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.